Dear Derry, happy Friday. Though by the time you watch this, it's probably not Friday anymore, because there's only 3 hours of Friday left as of the point that I record this. So by the time it's done doing all of its stuff, it won't be Friday anymore. Or it'll be Friday, but there'll be like an hour's worth of Friday left, and by the time you get the point. It does not feel like Friday. It feels like Tuesday. And no, that does not mean that I'm going to give you a free TMI Tuesday Tales story. Although I do have two in prep for it. Another one of the two, also happened in Hawaii. I don't remember if it was before or after I had first met Paul, but it's probably after. Anyway, so let's see. I've got to fix Skyrim. There's a bit of a problem with it. The problem is that when I open, one of the mods that I use is categorized favorites menu, which is awesome. Anyway, instead of when you with vanilla Skyrim, when you open your favorites menu, you get that like a long menu that you can scroll through in the bottom left corner. That you can just it's everything that you have favorited, and it's all one big list. Categorized favorites menu opens up this much larger window that has weapons, gear, potions, spells, all this. It's got everything separated. It's really nice. Anyway, so I've got a conflict somewhere in my mods because it's telling me, hey, this thing isn't right. Like, okay, thanks. What's wrong with it? And it's like, it's not right. I'm like, yeah, I know that part. So at some point I'll sort it out. But that seems to be the only thing that's not working. So what I'm thinking I may do is because the character that I'd first created was an Argonian, and I may create a Khajiit. You just start a whole new game, because I'm working with a completely different set of mods than I was when I started this thing. So I may start kind of a let's play and go through it from the beginning with a Khajiit instead of an Argonian. The only reason I really chose the Argonian was because they're excuse me, goodness. It felt like there was a thing, like a sprite or a fairy or a gnome or a gnoll climbing up inside my throat. Like I've ever had a gnoll in my throat before. Oh, Hogger. Not that I ever used, Hogger to tide me over between Worgen fixes or anything. I'm just saying, but that's getting into TMI stuff. So there was right. So the only reason I chose, that's where I was. The only reason I chose an Argonian was because they're immune to poison. Because they live in Black Marsh, where everything is poison. In that respect, Black Marsh is sort of like Australia, where everything is trying to kill you and everything is poisonous. Black Marsh is kind of the same way. Everything's poisonous. So the Argonians who live there are naturally immune to poison. However, the only other reason that I chose them was because they can breathe underwater. And I don't have to worry about drowning or anything. So I was like, well, I don't know. So the other thing that I'm probably going to do, I've reinstalled Oblivion, and so I never actually finished it. I did create a Khajiit in that, and I started playing through it, and I just got to a point where I was like, it just became tedious. It was honestly, it was the voice acting that just bothered me to no end. Just because, everybody knows, and those of you who don't, You should. They had a very limited cast of voice actors for Oblivion, so you run into the same voices a lot. A lot. Anyway, so that was, it just kind of grated on me after a while. And I also I got to a point where Oblivion gates were opening so fast, I couldn't deal with them. And they were everything within the Oblivion gates, because it was supposed to scale with you as you went up in levels. It was supposed to, so it was challenging but not difficult. I'm usually pretty good at games like this, or at least decent, but it got to points where I couldn't even kill the clownfar to be able to get into the Oblivion Gate. And if I got in, the very first Dremora I ran into would slaughter me, and I couldn't even get far enough in to try to close the gate. So I just got frustrated and fed up with it, and hell with it. So I may do a Let's Play of Oblivion as well. We'll see. Because I definitely want to start getting Let's Plays up on my channel, because it's just, right now it's just vlogs. That's all it is vlogs. And it's enough to get people to come here and say, okay, who the hell is this guy? It's not enough to keep them here. Because I noticed from your angle, I have to remember to reverse it. Because for me, left is over here. That's why earlier when I was talking about your favorites menu being on the lower left corner, I had to remember, right, to do it on the bottom right side. And I'm not. Anyway, I hit these plateaus of subscribers, and then they start to dip and dip as people are like, is this all this guy does? It's just vlogs? Is that? And I don't want to do that. I don't want this to be just a vlog channel. So that was kind of part of my New Year's resolution, is to start getting more game stuff up on YouTube, up on this channel, and also to start streaming more once I figure out how to stream on Twitch or whatever, because I have a Twitch account. I just never do anything with it. And as much as I joke about it would be funny to record, to stream while I'm recording voiceover, that would get, it would get really boring really fast. It would be entertaining, or at least educational, for about a half an hour. Maybe 10 minutes worth of, watching me record stuff and fumble and record and fumble and record and fumble and record, and then switching over to Audacity, the view of Audacity, and watching me, edit, tighten things up and edit everything together to come out with the finished product that I have, by the end of it. Because, and things like that, it's not a one take thing like this is. This, I don't edit. I just start the recording, blah, 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 yammer, talk, shut it off, edit the beginning and the end to put the, the fade to blacks, or fade from and to blacks. And then my leg itches. What is going on? So yeah. I guess it's in April is when Elder Scrolls Online is supposed to come out. I definitely want to have this stuff, rolling before that happens, because I fully intend to, stream or record myself playing Twitch, and not Twitch, playing Twitch. Click. Oh, I just watched a stream by somebody. No, to stream on Twitch, or to record myself playing Elder Scrolls Online so that you guys can see, this, at least take you through the starting areas or whatever, through Cold Harbor and whatnot. This Cold Harbor is kind of neat. Just watch the videos that ZeniMax has put up about Cold Harbor and what it looks like. It's just the color palette is so, it doesn't necessarily bother me that a lot of those are some of my favorite colors. They're missing all the greens that I really like, but those are the really deep blues and grays and stuff that I really, I love those colors. I used to have one of those Surfer Baja hoodies, the woven wool thing. I used to have one of those. And it was those colors. It was, a light gray to a dark gray, and a couple of different shades of blue all mixed in. It was really, really, I loved it. I loved that thing. And I wound up giving it to my boyfriend, well, who is now my ex, when we were together. And I was like, go ahead, keep it. It's fine. But I want another one. I want either one that has a similar color, which, I'm having a lot of trouble finding. That one, I think I found it at a truck stop in Indiana, or maybe Michigan or something. I think it was on a mascot trip. I think we were going through Michigan, and I found it on that trip. I believe that's where I bought it, was at a truck stop. And I have not found another one. I mean, I found plenty of other Bajas that are, they're okay. But that one was really nice. I really liked that one. There was just something about it that the pattern was nicer. The ones that I found online, they're nice and all. I mean, the structure of them is the same, but the pattern is not the same. It's just, I don't know. Anyway. So, back to what I was talking about. Because if I had, no, okay, maybe not back to what I was talking, back to the Baja for just a second. If I had one, I would wear that a lot instead of putting this shawl around me and looking like I've, looted an old Mexican woman's corpse while she's selling strawberries on the side of the road. Because that's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of a shawl that an old Mexican lady would be wearing, sitting on the side of the road while selling strawberries. Which is, happens a lot. It's usually guys selling strawberries around here. And they're very good strawberries. I have stopped and purchased strawberries from those guys before. They're very, very not bad. I like fresh strawberries. And now I'm getting off into what I like to eat. We've gone from what I like to play, to what I like to wear, to what I like to eat. It's like, next thing you know, I'm going to tell you that I like long romantic walks on the beach under the moonlight, which is not true. I mean, they're okay. But, I would be just as happy taking a long romantic walk along a hiking trail under the moonlight and then get mauled by a bear, just whatever. Unless it's Bjorn, and then, okay, we'll save that for a TMI Tuesday or something. Suffice to say, one of my New Year's resolutions, as far as work is concerned, is to get all of this rolling the way I want it to. Now, I think I have some lights that I've altered, and I meant to take that one off, take the lampshade off of that one. See, what I'm worried about is anytime I put my hands up, like that, the light keeps dimming and back and forth because my hands are reflective. It's entirely possible that these lights are simply too close. And if I take the shade off of this one, it does this nuclear, thing. And I'm sure that the camera will eventually compensate for it. But then I do this. Right. Anyway, so yeah, these things are probably too close. And that's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. The problem with that is, if I move them any further back, there's about this much distance between the top of the monitors and the bottom of the shelf above it. It's like right here. I mean, it's like right out of frame. And then the thing, I mean, that's the distance that I have. And if I push the thing, you're going to get, I'll be letterboxed in shadow like that. It's just that this is just not an ideal spot for me to record. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out, and I will eventually have everything sorted. It's just for right now, I got to start at the bottom and work my way up. Learn how to do it all and everything. So what we're going to do is, yes, the New Year's resolution for the channel is to get, oh, never mind. I'll save that for Tuesday. This an email I got earlier today. It was, yeah. So New Year's resolution for the channel is to get more game footage up here of me, playing and possibly reviewing games or whatnot. And then also more streaming over on Twitch once I learn how. I'm worried that I might need something like XSplit, which is fine if I need it. I think it's like $40 for a license, I think, for a, just an individual license, which is fine. Once I get paid next week, I'll be able to do that. But right now, nope. So that'll have to wait. Let's see here. What else? Not really all that much. And we're right at 16 minutes. So I think I'll just let you guys go and go back to trying to work on Adobe Premiere, because I think I exported something earlier and it looks like ass. Compared to the finished product. Is grainy, and it's really, and I was like, no, I could do better than this with Windows Movie Maker. What the hell is going on? Clearly I've done something wrong, so I need to go back and continue practicing. And I need to figure out how to edit stuff, because I think what I need to do, because if I just record directly into, like with my Logitech software, just record a video using this camera and this microphone, then it's fine, but I will need to pull the audio track out to run it through Audacity so that I can get rid of the noise in the background, so I can run the noise filter, because there really isn't one in Adobe Premiere that I've found, certainly not one as good as it is in Audacity. So I've got to figure out how to excise that track and then process it and then bring it back in again. I don't mind doing the work. It's just, I don't know how to do it yet. I'll figure it out. It's all right. It's okay. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later, now that we're at 17 and a half minutes. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And until then, actually, I may not talk to you guys tomorrow because that's Saturday. We'll see. I will talk to you guys later, and until then, be careless.